Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Anthony with Jhuly's Aquatics and Gardening, and today I am going to be attempting to transform this Blue Point Juniper into a Topiary. The other day I was at Lowe's and I wasn't even in the market for one of these things. I was actually looking for seeds and I caught this out the corner of my eye and I was like awestruck by the trunk here. I'm sure you can see it. And I was like, whoa, I can make that into a topiary. So I ran over there, I grabbed it, I looked at it, I assessed it, I bent the branches back, and I looked at the trunk all the way up, and it has a nice, strong central stem. So I thought, let's grab it and see if I can't transform it. I got this 50% off. It was, well, it's actually more than 50% off, honestly. It was $36.98 originally, and I paid only $9 for it. Then I went back and I got another one. So I have two of them that I'm going to be trying to transform today into a ball on standard. Now, it's growing in an upright conical form, and I'm going to be attempting to change that into a ball on standard, as I said, into a globe shape on the top. So let's cross our fingers and hope this comes out, you know, looking nice. Typically, these types of plants are topiaried into those spiral forms, but I'm honestly just now getting into topiary, and I am not that good at it. So we're just experimenting here. And if it doesn't turn out well, I am only out $9, and I will be able to kind of fix it and turn it into something else later on down the road. So when you're looking for a plant to topiary, the first thing you want to look at is if it has a nice strong central stem. If it has a nice strong central stem, that is perfect topiary fodder. Next thing that you want to do is assess the plant, stand back, look at it from all angles, make sure it's a healthy plant, look at the interior branching, and start with as healthy a specimen as possible. And then all you need from there is a good eye, an artistic kind of, you know, vibe, a good pair of clippers, and some snips, and that's it. So I'm just going to, oh, and another thing that I like to do before starting my topiary journey is to make sure that the plant is well watered. You are going to be causing some damage to the plant, and so in order to make sure that everything is going smoothly, I like to water it in before. This is how I bought it, and you can see I did recently water the root balls. I'm going to be repotting it and adding proper soil when we're all done. First off, you want to step back and assess the plant and see where you want to start cutting. You want to determine how big of a trunk you want. If you want a long, elongated, more elegant trunk, then you're going to want to prune up higher. If you want something a little shorter, a little stubbier, you want to, you know, not prune up as high. Sometimes what I like to do, or what I'm going to start doing, is staging them in a way so that I have some short, some medium, some tall. So then I would determine where along that stair step I want this plant, and then expose the amount of trunk that I feel is necessary. I want these to have a pretty long trunk, so I'm going to step back and have a look at this thing and see exactly where I want the bottom of the ball to be. And then I'm going to prune up the shrub to about that midway point. So if I look here, and sometimes naturally you'll be able to see, you know, kind of where to make your first cut. But looking here, I want to start this guy, about there. I think that's naturally where I want to go. It just looks, you know, just looks right. You can always take more off, you can't put it back on. So start off kind of conservatively, especially if you are not confident like me. And then you can always adjust. Now, you want to cut as close to the trunk as possible to not leave a bunch of nubs. So that's why I like to start with something heavy duty, and then I can go in with my fine snips and make any further cuts as necessary. Continuously spin it step back, look, see where you are. So far, so good. So I know it's probably a little difficult to see detail right now, but I've reached a junction point and I want to determine, do I want to take off more and kind of limb this up a little further, or do I want to leave it where it is? So any kind of wild branches, you definitely want to clip those off. Anything hanging down, I want to take it off. So I'm thinking I want to lose this branch here. Yeah, I think I want to lose that branch there. Now you could save these to try to root them, which is probably what I'll do. I'll just stick them in the ground. I'm not going to use any rooting hormone or anything like that. But now I think I'm starting to see the whole thing take shape a bit here. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see detail. However, if I lose these two branches, I think I'll be in pretty good shape. They just kind of look off to me. So I'm gonna remove them. Boom. Alright. So I'm liking where we are at this point in time. I took off all of this down here and I've really exposed. We're gonna get rid of the red bow, don't worry. I've really exposed the form that I'm going for. So now that I've got the trunk, next thing I want to do is kind of pause that upward growth and try to establish that rounded form by clipping off some of the top growth here. And again, I want to do it in a way to start assuming that rounded form. And so as this grows, and branches, bushes out at the top here, I'll continue to trim it and prune it until I get the form and shape. And it's going to take a little bit of time. Now, I know it looks a little bit rough right now, and I know you can't really see the form right now, but trust me, over time we will hopefully begin to see this spherical form, this globular form take shape. Let's get to work on plant number 2. We've got another one with a nice long central stem. I'm stepping back, I'm walking around, I am assessing the form, and I think we're going to take it up to about here, to about right here. And I think that's where I want the bottom of the ball to be. And I've kind of learned to allow the plant to inform the shape rather than trying to be extremely rigid and force the plant into a shape that it doesn't want to be in. I mean, technically that's what I'm doing, but I think it's better to kind of follow the natural form of the plant rather than to be overly finicky. Now, this one you can clearly see taking shape. Alright, there we are. So now when I plant this, I will be staking it so that way it flies straight. But I think we've got it there. Alright, so I don't know if you can see this in great detail, but I can remove these branches. And again, it's going to look a little sparse right now, but I could remove these branches and have my ball start here. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the risk. Cut these guys off. start my topiary form right here. I think we've done it. All right, so these are going to be grown in pots. So what I'm going to do, since I've butchered the plant and I've exposed a lot of the trunks and there's some open wounds here, what I'm going to do is keep them in my garage. I'm going to keep them in my garage for the next couple of weeks. It's a heated garage. Well, it's not heated, but it's insulated. So there's going to be a bit of protection there. And I'll kind of let these cuts harden off before I introduce them to the pots that they're going to be living in, hopefully for many, 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 many years to come. Well, I hope you learned something off of this experience and my experiment with topiarying, or attempting to topiary these blue point junipers. If you've had experience transforming these types of evergreens, shrubs, or other types of evergreens into different topiary forms, let me know about it in the comments section below. I'd love to know what your experience was and how things turned out. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate you subscribing, liking, and sharing, and I will see you in the next one.